this fun? Am I
This
on?
one.
No. Can I have this mic, please?
Is it turned?
Yeah. Okay.
Good. We're good.
I feel like I'm not looking at you. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the physical and the virtual home of Calgary Unitarians. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your journey of faith or search for meaning, welcome. And if you're visiting for the first time or the first time in a long time, know we are grateful to have you with us. If you feel comfortable, you could put your hand up and we could make a special attempt to come and say hi to you afterwards. No, oh, we have a hand up. Yay, welcome, welcome. Can you tell us your name? I'm Laurie. Laurie? Stuart. Laurie and Stuart, welcome. We're so glad you came. Oh, returning Unitarian. We come together in beloved community to grow in wisdom, welcome and deepen relationships, and act for a just and sustainable world. And now we take a breath and remember where we are and who came before us. We acknowledge the land we're on and the peoples for whom this is their traditional territory. The Treaty 7 people, the people of the Blackfoot Confederacy, Siksika, Piikani, and Kainai First Nations, the Tsuut'ina First Nation, and the Stoney Nakoda, comprised of the Chiniki, the Bearspaw, and the good Stoney people. They used to be called the Wesley, and they've gone back to their own name. And Mohkinstsis, the Blackfoot word for what is now known as Calgary, is also home to Métis Nation of Alberta Region 3. And in doing this, in offering a land acknowledgement, we honor those who have long been her stewards, and then we accept our shared responsibility for continuing and being a part of that, being good caretakers of this land, and recognizing that the land nourishes us. And it's not just about doing our good thing, it's about knowing that what this land produces us, and unless this land is healthy, we're not going to be healthy. We, the Treaty 7 region of southern Alberta, which was signed September 22nd, 1877, we acknowledge that treaties were entered into as a collaboration, as a never-ending collaboration between settlers and Indigenous people, and the descendants of the settlers that signed that treaty, the descendants of the Indigenous peoples who signed that treaty. So we are all still and forever treaty people. My name's Pam Rickey. I use the pronouns she and her. I have the privilege of being the president of the Board of Trustees for one more year. And I can tell you this congregation is special to me because here I explore my own spiritual path, ever-changing. I'm supported by all of you, and I'm together with people whose values I share and who bring me new perspectives and maybe new ideas about values. My life becomes meaningful here. Please join us after the service for coffee in Wickenden Hall for those of us who are here, and for those of you on Zoom, look for the link to your chat room, to your breakout room. It'll be in the chat after the service. And let's see, anything else? If you can't find the link, just go to the webpage, and you can always find the link there. We have no special announcements today other than a huge, big thank you today to Eric, who's been up here painting. He did some outdoor painting. Yay, Eric. And a reminder that on not next Sunday, but one after, there's no coffee. Have I got that right?
For music day?
The day we're going to have renters in here at 12 o'clock.
Yes, the 25th.
25th, Sunday 25th. So no coffee that day. There might be some coffee beforehand, but we have to clear pretty quickly to get our rent money. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Pam. Good morning, everybody. My name is Reverend Shelley Thompson. My pronouns are she and her, and I am the interim minister for just a little bit longer. Very happy to have been here with all of you. And anybody who is new and shy, our coffee hour is another time to say hello and greet people and go to that welcome desk and get more information about us. And these folks are a friendly bunch, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to just come on up and ask. We're happy to talk with you. Welcome. Now, you may have noticed I've redecorated in here a little bit. I promise it's temporary. We're going to do things a little different later on. It's going to be fun, though, I promise. And next week will be my very last Sunday with you. And we're going to honor Father's Day and Solstice in our brief service. And then we're going to do this our all generations style, where we're going to go into Wickenden and let the children teach us how to make ice cream sundaes and ice cream alternatives for those who can't eat ice cream. And if they happen to have a father or father person around them, they can make one for that person. And then hopefully they'll just make some for everybody. And we can enjoy our ice cream social. We're going to have to eat fast or it'll melt. And just have a good old time kicking off summer together before I head to General Assembly in Pittsburgh. So if any of you are going to watch that online, you never know, you might see me on there. All right. Anyone who wants to get in touch with me before I go, I'm leaving on the 19th. So you're welcome to call or text or email and let me know that you'd like to get together by Zoom or over the phone or in person, and we'll make sure to connect before I head out. Our chalice lighting today is from Melanie Davis. It's called Exploring Who We Are. Under the right circumstances, playing with fire is a delight. Imagine being gathered around a fire pit as the crackling flames invite us to sing, dance, and roast a marshmallow or two. Our chalice also invites us to play, although with ideas rather than marshmallows. The flame encourages us to explore who we are, who our neighbors are, and where we are on our spiritual journeys. Today, we light this chalice in the spirit of play. Let us trust the light to guide us in this hour and in the days to come, finding joy along the way. Let us worship together. Please rise in body or spirit to sing our opening hymn.
Good morning. This is a new song that you will be unfamiliar with, and so I'm going to sing the verse, and then if you want to sing in the chorus, feel free to join in, and we'll repeat the chorus at the end. So hopefully we can all be singing by the end. So here's "Go Light Your World." It's by Chris Rice, performed by Kathy Trockley. There is a candle in every soul, some brightly burning, some dark and cold. There is a spirit who brings a fire, ignites a candle, and makes his own. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world. Frustrated brother, see how he's tried to light his own candle some other way. See now your sister, she's been robbed and lied to, still holds a candle without a flame. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, the tired and worn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world. Everybody, so carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, the tired and worn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world.
Now I just want to light a bunch of candles. That was great. I'm Sheila McMaster, Director of Religious Education here at the Calgary Unitarians, and my pronouns are she and her. And it's so great to be with all of you this morning. I'm thinking about camp. I know you're thinking about camp. I have 36 sites. 10 of them are already gone. I know. We're going to stuff that campground full of Unitarians. And I know you want to be there too. So it's August 25th to 27th. I'll be in Wickenden signing up people, signing up sites. So come and see me then. But it's going to be an awesome, awesome time. I know you want to camp. Think of marshmallows on a stick, warming you. I know it's a bit warm in here. Think of cool breezes and the stars and singing together. That's what we want. That's what we want. So today's theme is what delights you, shared ministry in joyful giving. And so today the children and youth are playing Try New Things Bingo and brainstorming what all their talents might be. And so one thing I was looking up was hidden talents based on your star sign. So if you're an Aries, dancing, Taurus, sketching, Gemini, songwriting or blogging. That's me. I'm like, oh, I'm a songwriter. Coincidence? Cancer, acting. Leo, cooking. Virgo, writing. Libra, logical puzzles. So think of your sign, and if you haven't tried this yet, go try it today. This is the challenge. Scorpio is researching and investigating. Ooh. Sagittarius is journaling. Capricorn is singing. Are you a Capricorn, Jane? Oh, no. What are you, Jane? I cook. You cook. Oh, cooking. Yes. And we also have Aquarius, photography, and Pisces is painting and graphic design. So think about, are any of those you? This might be a hidden talent. And the reason I'm thinking of hidden talents is because to find out what delights us and how we give, we need to know talents are, right? And sometimes we might have hidden talents. Ooh. And so today's story is all about hidden talents and how we might find them. In fact, it's all about Penguin's Hidden Talent by Alex Latimer. Here we go. The big annual talent show was just around the corner, and everyone was practicing. Burp. Ta-da! Everyone except Penguin. Penguin couldn't think of what his talent was. It wasn't baking, and it wasn't map reading, and it wasn't knitting. Albatross wanted to help Penguin find his talent. Have you ever tried swallowing a whole marlin? He asked. Too big. Still too big. Perfect. But Penguin could only swallow a sardine. Bear also wanted to help. Have you ever tried juggling appliances? He asked. But Penguin only managed to break a blender and get a toaster stuck in a tree. Have you ever tried doing magic tricks? Asked Rabbit. But though Penguin made Rabbit's watch disappear, he couldn't bring it back again. Have you tried burping the alphabet? Asked Fox. A, B, C, D, E, F, but all Penguin could do was hiccup. Don't worry about me, said Penguin. I'll just help organize the talent show. That way I can still be involved even though I don't have a talent. So while his friends practiced, Penguin drew posters and made phone calls and sent emails and polished the trophy. And finally, the big day arrived, and the opening ceremony was terrific, and there were fireworks and jets and loads of good music. And the guest speaker spoke. You have to believe in yourself. Is that the King of Norway? Ooh, yes, I believe it is. And a famous band played Ice, Ice, Baby, and it was so groovy. Then the show started, and Albatross and Fox and Bear and Rabbit all did exceptionally well. And the judges took ages to count up the points, but eventually they came to a decision. The winner of this year's talent show is Bear, and with medals of excellence going to Albatross, Fox, and Rabbit. And everyone celebrated, but not Penguin. After all, he didn't have a medal, and he walked slowly home through the snow. And Bear and Albatross, Fox and Rabbit were very worried about Penguin. They tried to think of a way to cheer him up. I know, said Rabbit. Let's throw Penguin a party to thank him for organizing the talent show. And everyone agreed that was a very good idea. And they worked late into the night to organize a great party. And the next morning, when Penguin came outside for the newspaper, he found that his friends had thrown him a party. And it wasn't a very good one. Albatross had made a tatty banner that said, "Thanks, Penguin." The only music Rabbit could organize was a singing canary. And Fox brought his gran as the guest speaker. And Bear brought an old loaf of bread instead of a cake. Oh, if only you had organized this party, Penguin, said Rabbit, then it wouldn't be so terrible. And just then, Penguin realized how talented he really was. I don't need a medal, I need a telephone. Hello, I'd like to order. What a great party! What a great talent! The end. And so this week's challenge is just to think about your own talents. Perhaps like Penguin, something you might not even have thought would be a talent, but would be so appreciated. And the wonderful thing about being a Calgary Unitarian is if you can think it, we can probably do it. And so I want to give an example of Rachel Smith. Shout out to Rachel out there. And so she wanted to put together a women's group, and I said, how can I support you? And so we provide the room for free, we advertise in the e-news for free, but Rachel runs it every week, and I've only heard wonderful thing about Rachel's women's group, so if you haven't gone, check it out. Yes, Rachel's saying you might not always hear about it. It's not always in the e-news, but it's there. So contact Rachel, and yeah, it's a great group. So sometimes you might think of like, oh, I want to do this. Go ahead and just ask us how we can support you in running a program that you think would be really awesome. So get involved, and if what you want's not here, make it happen, because it can happen. Rachel is proof. Rachel is proof. And the other thing we have in the coming year, like if you want to do AV or different parts of worship, and I don't want to give secrets away, but Reverend Shelley has some ways to brainstorm about how to get involved later on today, so that'll be exciting. And because I think for me the main reason is, why should we get involved? You know, is it one more thing on our to-do list? And the truth is, as John Gardner says, true happiness involves the full use of one's powers and talents. And to me, that's the best thing. When I'm using my full powers and talents, that's when I find flow, and that's when I find I'm really connecting with other people. And that's the best part of being part of something larger than yourselves. And so now, please join me as we sing our children and youth downstairs to discover their own talents.
This is a sacred time in our worship for lifting up the joys and concerns of our lives. Through sharing, we offer one another comfort, support, and companionship for the journey. Spirit of life, we ask your blessings on our joys, celebrations, the good news, all that is right and good in our lives. May we be truly grateful and savor each one of such moments. Spirit of love and compassion, receive now our sorrows, our concerns, our anxieties, the bad news, the things that are weighing us down right now. We ask that you grant us strength and courage during our difficulties. May we know that this community is with us to help us lighten the load we carry. We send special thoughts and prayers for these wildfires to stop everywhere they're raging. Spirit of kindness and connection, go from this place to every heart near and far to spread the light of our candles, our love, the whole world over. And we light our peace candle with our fervent hope that peace may one day prevail on earth. You may now come forward and light your own candles or place a stone in the bowl as we sing Spirit of Life.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Such a beautiful spiritual practice we share during worship. My beloveds, it has been such a delight to be your interim minister and share this journey with you in spite of that pandemic, which was anything but delightful. I've lost count of how many of us have had COVID, and I know many of you have had it more than once. No denying we have been through a lot. And it certainly hasn't always been easy. However, through it all, your warmth, your kindness, and the hard work of the staff and leadership and those few who've been able to come and stick with it in spite of the health risks, this has inspired me and given me so much hope for our journey. And so many more of you stayed with us online and in person when it was safe for you to do so. There was a lot of never give up going on around here. even though we weren't sure what was going to happen next or when we were going to see each other again. Boy, did we miss the choir. We missed the choir. We missed Jane so much. It was a hard, hard time, and we got through it by sticking together. We have embraced the woe-ya-ya of it all. Heaven knows where we're going, but we know we will. We have grace, we have humor, and most of all, we have steadfast friendship and love. Your caring for each other never wavered. Nobody could stop Operation Cookie. And those fruitcakes happened. You're darn right they did, with Jane Everett in charge. Our outreach to the community continued in many ways. And that spirit of beloved community is really the heart and soul of Calgary Unitarians. I will never, ever forget what it feels like to be with you, to belong here with you and to you. It has meant so much in my life and really touched me so very deeply. I am truly, truly grateful. And now we are going to continue our journey with this search for talents and this inquiry in the grown-up version of adult religious exploration. What on earth is that? Some of you know, some of you don't. We're going to think about it today and talk about what might happen next. Some of you know that Reverend Samaya Oakley was here with us last week, and thank you to everyone who welcomed her and came to the potluck and spent some time with her. She wanted to kind of get the lay of the land, so to speak, so that when she gets here in August, she can just, whoop, here we go. She's ready. She's so, so excited to be with all of you. And one of the things we talked with her about with the board is one of your developmental goals is that we know COVID just took away so much of what we used to do together. And one of those big categories of things, obviously we got worship back. Look at what a great job you did getting worship back. Woo! Sundays, they're back, baby. And you know, it's those other days of the week that we've struggled with. And those adult religious exploration opportunities just haven't been possible, except for some of the stalwart people like Ev Dewar, who kept her learning and listening circle going online. Jane's beloved coffee choir was online. There were things, Vespers continued. There were things we did even online or even though there was a pandemic. But we know that there's so many more gifts and talents, so much more we want to do. And now that we can connect, boy, we sure want to. So that adult religious exploration area is something the board is committed to rebuilding with vibrancy and engagement and enthusiasm and the participation of everyone. There's always something for everyone. Well, adult religious exploration is sometimes called faith formation or lifelong learning and development or even transformation. We have a lot of different names for it. But it means that we are living our mission together. We connect, learn, grow, build relationships, and deepen our faith together in this intentional Unitarian Universalist community. Some offerings will be offered by the minister. Reverend Samai was telling us there's a wonderful curriculum. 7 ministers are collaborating. They're each going to give a knockout fabulous sermon and then a religious education program to go with it. And so everybody gets all 7 for the price of 1. It's going to be neat. I'm excited for you all. Sometimes we bring in a guest from the community, like when we had Elder Doreen come and do blanket exercise with us. That was certainly a religious exploration and faith formation opportunity for us. But in large part, these programs, these gifts, these talents, the interests and passions that you all bring to the congregation form the basis of many of our programs that get offered. And Rachel, again, is a perfect example. She said, I think a women's circle is a great idea. Let's have one. And sure enough, some other people said, yes, let's. Y'all know about yes, let's? This is a game we play in improv sometimes, but when someone has a great idea, no matter what it is, we're always going to answer, yes, let's. And that's kind of how faith formation works. When someone makes an offering, we're just hoping and waiting for people to say, yes, let's, and join that person and make that program work. So, as you're thinking about September, when that arrives after summer and a nice break, we want you to start strong and we want you to be ready to start some new adult religious exploration programs. How do you do that? It isn't quite as simple as just put something in the e-news. There's a little more to it than that. But don't worry, there's no quiz or anything. So we're going to go through this together so everybody will know how to do this, and you can encourage your friends and support your friends and start to make this happen next year. And those of you who've done it before can help those who are new, and good things are going to happen. Of course, there are endless possibilities. We all have so many great ideas of cool stuff we could do that would teach us, that would help us grow, all of these things. But there's a discernment in an intentional faith community like this one about what is appropriate for here and what realistically do we have the time and energy and capacity collectively to actually support properly. If we just offer 100 different things in all directions, that's not going to be very effective or very exciting for most people because they're going to be too small. And that's that goal of the board, to have effective mission-based programs so that we know we're all paying attention. I know how this serves our mission, and I'm so excited to do it. So there are guidelines we follow, and that's the first one. We're grounded in mission. Everybody knows the mission, right? To grow in wisdom, to welcome and deepen relationships, and to act for a just and sustainable world. And then, of course, we add to this our 8 UU principles and our 6 sources. Those are all written down. You can see them. Most people haven't memorized them. And they're in the process of being looked at and maybe even changed. So if you didn't memorize them before, don't bother. They're about to change. You know, there's a difference between a faith community and a learning annex, or a social club, or a country club. We're not those things. We're an intentional faith community. We are Unitarian Universalists. And so everything that we offer here, all of our programming, we really do want to think about and know how it's connected to that mission. And it's a nice broad mission. You can fit just about everything that matters to you in there, right? So it's not restrictive in any way, but it's important to draw those connections for ourselves. And I have prepared us a guide, and I have a couple of ushers who are going to help us out in just a minute, not yet. I have a guide for us, we have pens, and we have Post-its. And we're going to go through this process of brainstorming a little bit together to just get the juices flowing and connect with the muse, so to speak. So there are what we think of as ministry categories that are common in adult exploration programming. There's theme-based listening circles or small group ministries, spiritual practice groups, which is similar to what Rachel's offering. It's also similar to caring and connection opportunities, and I've got examples of all of these in your directory. Social gatherings and things that are really just for fun, but that build our community, solidify those relationships, allow us to practice being in a beloved community. That's a rare thing in this world. It's a countercultural thing that we do that is also an act of justice. And of course, there are faith formation opportunities, like some of you have done neighboring faiths, where we learn about all sorts of different religions and then make partnerships and go visit other religious places of worship and learn more about them and connect with all of that amazing stuff that most of us don't know that much about. So there are so many different ways, and I've got 7 categories for us, including one that says other stuff that's great ideas, because we all know we're out-of-the-box thinkers, and you probably have great ideas that I haven't thought of. So the process that we're going to use, the first step is to think about the reason and the meaning of what it is you want to do. Look at the mission, the principles, the sources, draw those connections so you could explain that to someone easily. Well, this is so much 7th principle because we're going to do eco-gardening at the vacant lot, or whatever the case may be. You find a way to connect that for yourself. And then, how is it connecting to the rest of the congregation? Well, that's important because we have a lot of folks really passionate about climate justice. And we know that eco-gardening is a part of our climate justice action that we can take in the world to live our values. Things like that. You can explain that to yourself and others. How is this a part of our mission? How does it connect? How does it specifically fit with what's going on around here? And of course, the second thing is you have to think very carefully and realistically, how much time and energy do you really have to give to something like this? And so there's time frame and level of commitment all along a spectrum. It might be one single event, like Jocelyn Keith Asante has done some wonderful See You Friday night justice meetings. We had Elder Pablo as a guest doing medicine wheel teachings, and she made that happen for us. So that took time and commitment to make that event happen. Is it going to be 3 or 4 sessions? Is it going to be once a month? Rachel, is yours every week? Every Tuesday, Rachel's meets. So think about that for yourself. What is your capacity to offer something? Put those parameters on it for yourself. And then is it a workshop, a book discussion, a film, an offsite event, like all going to powwow together at Stampede? That's a possibility, right? A seminar, a small group. What is it? What kind of format are you using? And of course, you think about the materials you might need, if any. Do you have to buy some books? What are the costs associated with this? Where's the money going to come from if we want to offer people that economic justice, that sliding scale of not having to pay to participate? We don't want barriers to participation, like, well, you can come, but it's $500 each. So think about those things. Where are you going to get all this stuff? And then you want to consider the logistics. Is there funding to help? There's some cool grant programs going around. The board knows, the minister knows. How much setup and cleanup is needed? How many volunteers do you need? How much time and space? All those logistical questions. And then you're going to want to do a consult with Reverend Samaya, perhaps with Sheila, maybe with Jane and Christian, whoever the staff person is that anchors those kinds of ministries in our church. Talk to them about it. You come to them and say, I want to do this eco-gardening for healthy eating, and it's part of our justice initiative, and I really think it's a good fit and people will like it. What do you think? And is there time and space, and how does that fit with everything else that's going on around here? And they'll give you some good, probably ask you a lot of questions and help you find your answers to that. And then you can go to that administrator. You're going to get a new administrator soon. They're going to work hard to hire a phenomenal one. And advertise all the good things, and the administrator will help you know how to do that, of course, if you haven't done it before. And then you get to go, you get to do it, you get to learn, as we say, see how it goes, you know. And if you have a small group, how many people come to your group, Rachel? Yeah, so she's got a good pool of about 10 people. We know not everybody can come every single week, but it's consistent enough, and it's a lovely group, and people get to know each other and really bond and enjoy that time together. So that's a great group. That's happening. We really kind of say, rule of thumb, if you have about 5 people who go, yeah, I think I'd like to do that, go for it. Give it a try. And then you want to follow up, check in, let the staff know what's happening, how's it going, tell the minister. And then we want to think about, if we're doing an event, something like what Jocelyn Keith Asante has led us with blanket exercise and working with Elder Pablo. These fit in to the truth and reconciliation ministry that we do on an ongoing basis. Those are not one-offs. Oh, everybody should, do one of those one time and check a box. We're not just checking boxes. These are things that we have follow through on. There's going to be a next, and a next, and a next, and we've got people connected with Truth and Reconciliation through Calgary Alliance and other means. So there's that thread, that interdependent web of how that represents our congregation and fits and has follow through here, so that we're not, that we really can say that, no, we're really living these values, we mean it. That wasn't curiosity, those were our spiritual values we were enacting. And then you're up and running. And there can be a big, beautiful calendar. Again, it's very important to talk to that administrator. What's the calendar? What's the schedule? What rooms are available? All roads lead back to the administrator on those things so that we don't crash into one another in the building and go, hey, I thought this was our room. Wait, no, that's the other room. These are the problems you want when people are fighting over who gets to use the rooms, right? So what we're going to do now is I have some volunteers. I've got Doug and Michael who are going to help us. And I've got Post-it notes and pens for all of you. And there's a copy of this process guide that I've created. So everybody's going to take a process guide and a pen. And I made little stacks of like 3 or 4 Post-its. But there's also some packets if you need to rip some more off. So how many you think you need? And we've got each category has its own poster up on the wall. There are instructions for what to write on your post-it. So for instance, we're going to want your name and email for everything. Oops, sorry. I always forget about that. Your name and your email. And then what's the topic? It's eco-gardening. What's the modality? It's a small group project. And I want to facilitate, so I'm going to put the letter F on there for facilitator, or just write facilitate, that's fine. Or P for this is something I really want to participate in. I don't know how to do it, but I want to do it. Who knows how? I'm coming. I'll be one of your people. And so you can have as many Post-it notes as you want. We've got hundreds of them. And start with a few and think about that. In all these different types of ministry, we've got spiritual practice, we've got the small group ministry, and we've got, again, we'll go over the list, theme-based listening circles, spiritual practice groups, faith formation opportunities, social justice, caring and connection, and then social gatherings and community building just for fun. It's humid today. And then other great ideas. So anything you can think of is hopefully going to go on at least one of those posters. And of course, just pick the one that you think fits best. It could probably go in more than one. And we'll take about 15 minutes to do this, maybe about 12 minutes. So come on and pass those around if you would, please. And everybody get a pen. They're Calgary Unitarians pens. You can keep them. Some posties and a directory, and just start thinking and writing on those posties, and then find the poster, and you can stick it up on the left, which is I want to facilitate or lead this, or you can stick it up on the right side of the poster, which is I want to participate in this. Any questions? Okay, excellent. This is going to be fun. And then talk to your neighbors, read the signs, see what other people are saying. Do we need more? Oh, one, yeah. Mm-hmm. Shane's going to play contemplative music for our exercise. So if you're not sure, great. Yeah, I'll do that. Can they hear me? So friends on Zoom, we have a link in the chat for you because we want you to participate too. There's something called a Padlet, and you're going to do what we're going to do. If you click on that Padlet, there's instructions on there, the same as I've given here. And you can just click and type in your responses to these different areas and give us your digital Post-its on there in all those categories. So we'd love you to try the Padlet. If that's a little complicated or you're not sure what to do, just go ahead and type that same information of your email and your name and all of that in the chat box for us so we can capture that and be sure to include you in our roundup of all these good ideas. talk to your neighbors. Thank you, Doug and Michael. That's great, everyone. Look at those posters. Well done. This is just a start, not a finished product, but a work in progress. Take it home with you, and we'll have that Padlet link continuing, so you can always go on that Padlet when an idea comes to you in the middle of the night. And we'll carry on, and we'll let Reverend Samaya know this great work you've done. Now is the time we take a moment to appreciate the financial support that you give to keep this self-sustaining congregation going, looking forward with all the exciting things ahead of us. Thank you for your time, your talent, and your treasure. All of your gifts are most gratefully received. And our 4 others this month is the Canadian Red Cross Alberta Fires Appeal to assist all those impacted by the wildfires that continue to burn. And the money will be used immediately for recovery and resilience and reduction of future hazard. Your support is so much appreciated. Ushers, please come forward. And our choir is going to treat us to an anthem. They prepared one of those.
The
That's another fabulous piece by the incomparable Leah Morris, interpreted by Jane and Christian and our amazing Euphonia. Woo! Yeah. Talk about a ministry. Amazing music ministry. Thank you so much. We invite those of you who are on Zoom to stay on and go to the coffee chat link that'll be in your chat box in a moment. We hope you'll stay together and connect some more and maybe talk about that program, all those wonderful ideas you shared. And certainly if you're here, feel free to join us for coffee and conversation in Wickenden Hall. My dear ones, what a delight to share this worship with you today. Thank you for being so game, so willing to say, yes, let's. That's one of the things I love about you. I look forward to our final service together next week with all of your wonderful gifts, your time, your talent, the coming ministry year. I know it's going to be so full and so joyful. We extinguish our chalice, but not the spark of delight in our hearts. The words of Richard Wagamese: all we have are moments, so live them as though not one can be wasted. Inhabit them, fill them with the light of your full presence. Find the joy, the calm, the assuredness that allows the hours and the days to take care of themselves. If we can do that, we will have lived. Amen. Ashe. May it be so. Please rise, embody your spirit, and join us in singing Keep On Moving Forward by Emma's Revolution.
Dancing piece. You can dance sitting down, of course. You could also dance standing. That's something to do. Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna sing loudly. Gonna keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Never turning back. Never turning back.